morning. It's Thursday, November 9, 2023. I am Leon Nash with the NRP Break of Day newscast. Here are the headlines. Small farmers in St. Thomas given shared mechanical milking parlor. Remittance outlet held up and robbed of $2 million. Prime Minister underscores the importance of manufacturing to economy. NWC gets 30 new trucks for maintenance work. And in sports, high-riding BB Coke defeated by Gav Masio in yesterday's the Costa Cup football competition. The news today is brought to you courtesy of Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications, we are here to serve you better. And now the details of the news. Small farmers in a section of St. Thomas who used the inefficient process of milking cows by hand now have a communal milking parlor to mechanically milk the animals in hygienic conditions. This redeveloped facility was officially handed over by Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Floyd Green, in the Hillside community on Tuesday, November 7. More in this report from Kimberly Ashley.
At the handing over ceremony of the communal mechanical milking facility, Agriculture Minister Floyd Green said St. Thomas was home to more than 50% of the nation's small dairy farmers. These farmers account for 53% of the national amount of saleable fresh milk. Mr. Green said it was critical that these farmers be provided with the resources they need to operate effectively. According to JIS, the minister noted that before the development of the parlor, farmers milked by hand outdoors and in temporary sheds. He said even though they worked with these disadvantages, the farmers still managed to produce grade A quality milk. Mr. Green said he expected that there would be further growth and advancement of the farmers. He said what was being unveiled for farmers is not just a milking parlor, but a clean, sanitary space that farmers could utilize in the milking of their animals. Mr. Green said, quote, "Now more than ever we realize that the comfort of the cow is critical to the production of milk, and as such this milking parlor will give a much more comfortable environment for cows to be milked in," end quote. Also at the handover ceremony, Chairman of the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, Dr. Derek Deslandes, said that the communal milking parlor in Hillside was part of the measures to bring milk production back to where it used to be.
Thank you very much, Kimberly. Continuing the news. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he is to again respond to the Integrity Commission regarding questions they have asked about his income and asset declarations. For 2 consecutive years, 2021 and 2022, the Integrity Commission has failed to certify the assets and income declarations of the Prime Minister. The matter has been a source of public discussion and speculation, especially because those of the opposition leader have been certified and gazetted. Mr. Holness was again asked about the matter Wednesday, at a press conference where he announced the state of emergency for St. James. He said he had previously answered queries of the commission, but they had again reached out to him with more questions and he was going to respond by the weekend.
I have provided answers and they have written to me again, and I'm in the process of providing those answers. You will, however, appreciate that it does take some time, and particularly for me, to get 2 or 3 days to go through matters and provide answers. I simply have to be very frugal with my time. And I suspect the same for the Integrity Commission that have to go through several thousands of declarations, but I would expect that they would give some priority to my declarations. I do hope to be able to respond to them before the end of this week.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. 30 new pickup trucks have been added to the National Water Commission NWC fleet to boost service delivery to its customers. The NWC has a fleet of nearly 400 vehicles, but many of them are aging. It says it has 450,000 customers' accounts. The 30 new trucks purchased at a cost of $200 million were handed over by a minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Samuda. The handover took place on Wednesday, November 8 at the NWC's Marasco Road office in Kingston. Senator Sumuda said it is intended that the vehicles help the NWC's maintenance department carry out its activities in the field. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has underscored the important role played by the manufacturing sector in Jamaica's economy. He expressed his support for the industry and highlighted the surge in investment opportunities, job creation, and economic stability in the country. The Prime Minister was speaking at the official opening of Pepsi's new production line in Kingston. Mr. Holness said it was undisputable that the economy was growing and jobs were being created. He said it was important to acknowledge the essential role the manufacturing sector plays in boosting Jamaica's economic landscape. Jamaica's manufacturing industry has shown remarkable resilience, recovering from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, with 2022 output levels recorded to be 3.5% above pre-COVID levels in 2019. Prime Minister Holness welcomed the $30 million investment made by Pepsi in the region and in Pepsi's Jamaica's new production line. Gunmen held up and robbed the Western Union outlet of some $2 million in Salem St. Anne Wednesday. Reports are that close to midday, two men entered the store at a small plaza, brandished guns, and then they demanded money. One of them smashed the window and reached inside the store and seized 2 bags with money. A businessman on the plaza engaged the men. They took the cashier hostage as they escaped in a car. The cashier was released unharmed a short distance away. The robbery took place less than a mile from where the $2 million was robbed 6 weeks ago, when a worker was held up at a leading restaurant in the area. You're listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com. Reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. This information package is brought to you by Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications, we are here to serve you better. Let's pause for a commercial break.
Radio listener, wherever you are in the world, here's the place for your weekly package of accurate news, insightful analysis, and frank commentary by me, Franklin McKnight, on the Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast. It's all here on nrpmediaja.com. Every Monday at 1 p.m. and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Jamaica time. Share in this latest fast-paced reporting, honest analysis, and frank commentary on the Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast here on NRP Media and NRP Radio. Now they're all found on the online platform nrpmediaja.com. You may also go to the Frankly Speaking Jamaica YouTube channel at any time for the latest podcast. Frankly Speaking on NRP Media and Radio. Reaching you wherever you are. No boundaries, no limitations. Join us.
J-Win Pharmacy Limited, Samford Plaza in Spalding, Clarendon, the leading pharmacy in the area that specializes in pharmaceuticals, general over-the-counter items and cosmetics. They stock various self-care items and household items. Contact them at 876-956-0930 or 876-371-6781. Here to provide just what you need.
Continuing the news now with the weather report and forecast as supplied by the National Meteorological Service of Jamaica. The National Meteorological Service of Jamaica is reporting that there is a significant feature of a trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across the island for the next few days. In the 24-hour forecast this morning, isolated showers across sections of northern parishes. This afternoon and evening, isolated showers and thunderstorms across central and western parishes. Windy conditions across southern parishes. In the 3-day forecast after tomorrow, that's Friday through to Sunday, Isolated showers and thunderstorms mainly across the sections of central and western parishes. In terms of other current regional weather features, there is a high pressure ridge across the Gulf of Mexico. That is our latest weather information inside the NRP Break of Day news package this morning. And now, let's give you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
And now for our sports stories. We start off and end on football. High-riding BB Cope were brought to ground by Garvey-Massio, who inflicted a heavy defeat on them, beating the St. Elizabeth team 4-0 yesterday. Christina High also suffered a 4-0 defeat at the hands of defending champions Clarendon College. In other two matches yesterday, there were identical 2-0 scores. Glenmuir beat Manchester High, and Dintale Technical overcame Cornwall College by the same 2-0 margin. The matches were the first round of the quarterfinals in the Rural Da Costa Cup competition. The next round of matches is on Saturday. That's sports in our Break of Day news package, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and 1/4 thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
We promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com or call 876-336-9928. That's the local news, weather, and sport. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of The Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Richard Green. The Associated Press says Qatar, Egypt, and the United States are negotiating a 3-day humanitarian ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas. According to officials from Egypt, the United Nations, and a Western diplomat who all spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity, the ceasefire will be imposed in exchange for the release of about a dozen hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza. The deal would enable more aid, including limited amounts of fuel to enter the besieged territory to alleviate the worsening conditions for the 2.3 million Palestinians still trapped in the enclave. The one-month-old war was triggered by the deadly Hamas attack on southern Israel on October 7th that left more than 1,400 people dead. The terrorist group abducted about 240 people during the raid. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says more than 10,500 Palestinians have been killed in the war, including more than 4,300 children. Meanwhile, Israeli forces battled Hamas militants Thursday in Gaza City as Palestinian civilians flee the area that is the focus of Israeli military operations. In addition to the ground fighting in the largest city in the Gaza Strip, Israeli forces have also been hitting the area with airstrikes. The fighting has prompted massive displacement, with the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs saying 50,000 people fled Wednesday for the southern part of the Gaza Strip. That figure was by far the highest this week. The UN said a total of 72,000 people had evacuated northern Gaza since Sunday. Israel began opening an evacuation corridor Sunday along the main road connecting northern and southern Gaza. It remains open for 4 hours daily to allow civilians to leave the epicenter of the fighting. The IDF said Wednesday it extended the corridor an additional hour because so many people were using it. This is VOA News. Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives have taken their most aggressive steps yet in their investigation of President Joe Biden's family. AP correspondent Ben Thomas reports.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says the panel is bringing in son Hunter Biden and brother James Biden to question them on what he describes as a record of evidence. Republicans maintain it paints a troubling picture of influence peddling. Thus far, however, they've failed to uncover anything directly implicating the president. The White House and the family's lawyers call the investigation a political stunt. Hunter Biden's attorney says the investigation has been full of worn-out, false, baseless, or debunked claims, but he's eager to have the opportunity in a public forum and at the right time to discuss them. Ben Thomas, Washington.
That was the latest international news from the VOA. Join us again during the course of today for more from the Voice of America. Before we go, here are the headlines once again. Small farmers in St. Thomas given shared mechanical milking parlor. Remittance outlet held up and robbed of $2 million. Prime Minister underscores the importance of manufacturing to economy. NWC gets 30 new trucks for maintenance work. And in sports, high-riding BB Coke defeated by Garvey Masio in yesterday's the Costa Cup football competition. The news today came to you courtesy of Serotsi Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Serotsi Communications, we are here to serve you better. And here is our invitation for you to join us again at 6:30 this evening for the NRP Evening News Roundup. I am Leon Nash for NRP News. Good morning.